Hello everyone, I'm sure that you've had an incredible time so far in this conference. My name is Clementina Busayo and I'm here to talk about something very exciting. Before we go into that, I am an entrepreneur, I am an author, and I'm also the founder of Gloriouswills Ushering Services. We are an ushering agency that teaches the business of ushering, provide ushers for global and corporate events, as well as train ushers to be professional. I'm so excited about our topic today, and our topic is about quality and skill. Can I have both? A subtopic that is similar to it, which I would like to read out, is that it says, what is working and what is not? Questions to ask before you scale. We're going to be looking at this, and because we have a limited amount of time, I'm going to get right started almost immediately. So if you're excited to be here, show your excitement, and please do feel free to ask your questions as we proceed and as we get into that session. But the important thing to know is that if we're going by that position of quality and skill, can I have both? My answer to that question is yes. And I say yes because one, I believe that for you to scale as a business, which in this context we would define scale as your business ability to increase in value, generate revenue, and also retain profit. Increase in value, that means that every time people interact with your business, the perceived value of that business makes them want to do business with you, or makes them know that, oh, this business gets better by the day. That's one. Another way to look at scaling is your ability to increase your revenue. That means you're able to make more money. And the third part is also your ability to retain profit. And that just simply means that after you have done your expenses, there is something for your business to actually say, yes, this is for my business. So looking at it, quality. So quality, according to the dictionary, I'm just going to read it out. It says that it is the standard of something as measured against other things, and it says that it is the degree of excellence. One of the things I want to quickly talk about is that excellence is not the same as perfection. And the beautiful thing about growing a business is that for every season or every phase in your business, there is always something to improve on. And I want to say this because I understand, especially in this part of the world, and not just this part of the world, everywhere around the world, when you have to start a business as a person, that's just one person, maybe without a team, or you're operating in lean structure where you have been able to convince people about your ideas or to join your team. In that particular setting, you have little to limited resources to actually make it happen, which means that most times you have the responsibility of taking up multiple tasks and juggling between multiple roles. And one of the things that can help you go through that phase very, very quickly is automation. And I'm going to be using our business, that's Gloriouswills Ushering Services, as an example, while I would also throw in some other examples from interactions I've had with other business owners and how I think about those businesses. So for example, at Gloriouswills Ushering Services, we provide ushers for events. We also train ushers to be professionals, as well as we teach the business of ushering. When you look at these three pillars of the business, there are three different set of people that those pillars speak to. So the first pillar, which is the pillar of teaching the business of ushering, actually speaks to people that consider themselves or would like to be ushering business founders, and that is why I call myself an entrepreneur. So what that means is that for people looking to start their business, there is a message for them. That's the first part. The second part is to train ushers to be professionals. Because of the nature of the industry we find ourselves and the nature of the country we are in, services are most times intangible, and because they are intangible, the level of value we place on them is actually little to none. But I realized that, for example, if you were to place a call across to me and I answered your phone to say, hello, my name is Clementina and this is Gloriouswills Ushering Services, how may I help you today? Your perceived value of my business or the business, just by the reason of that interaction, automatically changes. But because we belong to a system where a lot is happening at the same time, and most times we want to get to the solution as quickly as possible, which is good, we sometimes undermine the process that brings us to that solution, and at the end of the day we would complicate customers' expectation. So for example, going back to what I just did about answering the phone saying, hello, my name is Clementina, you are on to Gloriouswills Ushering Services, how may I help you today? If you were an irate person, your next reaction could be, okay, leave the greeting, I need this and this and this and this. And I go to say, okay, ma'am, may I know if you filled our booking form for this particular event? And the customer says no. May I know if you sent us an email via our official email address? And the customer says no. Then I go ahead to explain that for us to be able to treat your request, which is your booking, or be able to provide a quote, we need to understand the nature of your event so that we can provide you with a tailored quote. Then the person either chooses at that point to continue with the transaction or walk away. The beautiful thing in that scenario as a business owner is that now you have been able to elevate the value of your business by the experience you have delivered, which makes it easy for the client to choose how he or she wants to move forward. But the other part to it is that you as a business can also choose if you want to move forward with that particular client. And this is one thing I see that oftentimes than none we do not think about as business owners. And this will bring me to the very, very first question we should answer as business owners. Who do you want to serve? When you're looking at the market you want to serve, you have to be able to think about it. For example, in our business, going by what we intend to achieve. So our goals are to be able to give our team members, that's the team of ushers, experiences that will aid them for corporate and global opportunities, which means that we have to take jobs that will make them think like a global citizen. So when we are looking at this type of jobs, we are looking at maybe sales reps, we are looking at exhibitions, we are looking at corporate events. Another thing is that this particular type of market or client I've just mentioned would have higher purchasing power or budgets that they may have assigned for this event. So the responsibility of our business is to find these opportunities, ensure that our ushers are trained to manage these opportunities, because you remember that if the opportunity comes and the opportunity is not well managed, then the customer leaves feeling disappointed and the customer may be losing a potential repeat client or a potential referral. So one of the core questions you need to ask is, who do I want to serve in my business? And if you're a business owner that have already started your business, the way you can reframe that question is, who are the clients that we have benefited more from working with, and how do we have more of them? So going back to what I said, you might be a product business and you have different product offerings, but you have noticed that some particular customer consistently have issues with your product. Coming back to an aspect of our business, one of the products in our business is this book, is the Profitable Usherpreneur book, How to Start and Grow a Successful Ushering Business. When we printed the first set of 50 copies of this book, most of the people that had the book at that time had access to picking it up. So from the place of the book launch, a lot of them picked up the books and some were able to dispatch. But over time, we began to get requests for the book in other countries and other states. Now, when we started considering the cost of delivery, we'll need to engage people to say, oh, this is the delivery cost, and there's usually resistance to say, oh, this is a lot. So we started thinking about other options, and one of the solutions we came up with is one, pickup options. Another thing we did was to tell people from time to time, because I actually have a network of friends and from time to time we move around. So while traveling, for example, I traveled to the city of Ivory Coast and I had a Ghana colleague that was also in that city. I just gave that person a copy of the book to say, oh, there's somebody that actually needs this book in Ghana, and I will share your contact details with that person. But looking at it from a scalable point of view, scalable is that you can operate that system without you having to do too much manually. We realized that that was not sustainable, and we began to redefine people's expectation, especially when they are not in a place to pick up the book or they are in a country that is far away when it comes to delivery. So one of the beautiful things about quality is that I believe that quality is what will help you scale your business. But to scale your business, you have to ask the question of what works and what is not working. And a method to do that is, if you already have an existing business, reflect on what is already working. If you don't have a business, decide from the start the type of customers that can give you the type of result you want, and focus your energy to doing that. So going back to how I started about our 3 pillars of the business, for ushering business founders, we leverage YouTube to connect with our audience. For teaching the business of ushering, we leverage social media platforms and create a WhatsApp training where people can use the links into a YouTube platform to watch their videos and complete their training sessions. And to deliver the actual events, we adopted a booking form, which is a Google form that we created to include all the necessary details that would help us understand the customer's event and provide a quote tailored to the client's event. I hope with this example, you can see for yourself how you can ask the question of what is working. So if whatever is working in your business, you start and continue to do it, and what is not working, you stop or you re-strategize as to how that can work for you in your business. And you have to remember that quality is what amplifies scalability. If the experience with your business keeps getting low, then over time you will not be able to scale that business. But for every experience, if it keeps getting better, you're guaranteed that people will want and will love to continue doing business with you or refer your business. I hope with these few points of mine, I'm able to convince you that quality and skill can be achieved in your business. Thank you.